Call this meeting to order. There's a quorum. Jeremy's gone today, so I'm taking over for one meeting. We'll do the Pledge of Allegiance at this time.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All individuals are asked to either silence or turn off all cell phones, pagers, or other electronic devices that may disrupt the meeting. Approval of the agenda. Need a motion?
I'll make it.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All those who approve?
Aye.
Against? Hearing none, motion carries. Approval of the minutes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I abstain, I wasn't here, but I do have a comment I'd like to make.
You can say your comment.
Okay. It says the approval agenda, minutes, bills, all of those things. It said that there's ayes and nays were none, but there was one nay for all of them because of absenteeism, I think.
The only time you're counted as a no vote is if it's an ordinance or a resolution.
All right, thank you.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Against? Okay. Approval of the bills.
So moved. Second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Hearing none, motion carries. There are no awards, donations, or presentations or proclamations. We'll move on to the consent agenda. 2016 audit, City of Little Falls, receive. Animal control report, June 2017, receive. Cable TV review board minutes, April 2017, receive. Morrison County Attorney's prosecution report, May and June 2017, receive. Public Works Department report, June 2017, receive. Reviewed finance statement 2016 for Little Falls Fire Relief Association Incorporation, receive. Solicitor's license for Lama Rinmain, I think I pronounced that correctly, Southwestern Educational Books, approve.
Ask a question. If you look under her date of birth, it said it was January 24th, 2017 on her application.
She's young. I better look into that. That's probably not correct. Any other question on that?
Nope. I just noticed that when I was looking through.
Okay, wastewater treatment facility report, June 2017, receive. Water treatment facility report, June 2017, receive. Are there any of these someone would like to comment on besides the solicitor's license? Hearing none, I need a motion.
So moved. Second.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. There are no public hearings and lettings. There's no old business, new business. A, accept recommendations of the Planning Commission, Public Works Director.
Yes, Mr. President, thank you. What you have before you is a recommendation from the Planning Commission regarding some ordinance amendments that we've been working on for about a year now. A good share of what's in front of you, you've seen before in, I believe, October or September of 2016. And at that time, it was reviewed, and there was some discussion about one particular item that caused the whole thing to fail as a motion. And so it was sent back to the Planning Commission at that time. Rather than just coming back to you right away with revisions to that particular issue, we decided to move on and basically amend the entire ordinance, which is what we were intending to do it. And so what you now have in front of you is basically a comprehensive update to the entire Chapter 11 of the zoning ordinance, to update it and just bring it into conformance with some things that have happened at the state level, or just update things that are conflicting or confusing or out of date in some way or fashion. So those ordinance amendments are in front of you, as well as now we have some recommendations regarding changes to the zoning map. And those changes to the zoning map come from two primary sources. One is because we changed the ordinance and actually eliminated or proposed to eliminate two different zoning districts. All of those properties that were zoned in one of those two districts now have to be moved into a different category. And so that was one primary reason for this. The other one was just to take a look at some of the properties around town that have been had a change in use or that are somehow out of step with the comprehensive plan. And so those were discussed and part of the public hearing that we held earlier this month at the Planning Commission regarding those things. So, this is a process that's been going on for a year for these particular changes, but, other updates to the ordinances have been taking place since at least 2014 when I started working with the city. And I know that there were some efforts before that as well. So this has been a long time coming, and I think we've held the public hearings on these, had a lot of meetings at the Planning Commission level, and what you have in front of you is their recommendations for that. So what we're looking for is an introduction for its first reading.
I'll make a motion to introduce ordinance number 96.
Second?
You don't have to second it.
Don't need one for that.
Okay, that covers ordinance number 96. Ordinance number 96A.
Which is just a summary for publication.
This is the summary publication for Chapter 11. Rather than publishing 197 pages in the paper, this is the summary publication of what's essentially changing in Chapter 11.
Make a motion to introduce.
That's been introduced by Councilman Hercock. Okay, position description, police administrative specialist. Chief.
We, back in March, had a retirement, so we changed some of how we operate at the office. We moved our night dispatch responsibilities to the Morrison County Sheriff's Office. They added additional staffing and some other dispatch consoles so that they could handle those responsibilities, and they had been planning for that for some time. So as part of this change, what John and I have been talking about is moving that position. We haven't filled it. We'd like to move that position to a day position, the old dispatch, night dispatch position, and then the current position, which is the dispatch records position, that more into an administrative specialist position. So we're looking at changing two job descriptions. Some job descriptions or some responsibilities were taken out of the records technician and added to the specialist position. And we're looking at that specialist position being more of handling changing technology, being more of a member of the administrative team, working directly with the captain and myself, and then the dispatcher would then continue to work with the officers, handle calls, and work with the Morrison County Sheriff's Office in dispatching those calls. So we're looking at just fine-tuning what we're doing, and I think this would be a good way to kind of move forward for us as an organization.
Okay, any questions? We'll handle item number C, position description for administrative specialist. Do I hear a motion on that?
I'll make a motion. Second.
Motion made, seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none. carries. You covered the next one, item D, position description for dispatcher and records technician. Do you have anything to add to that?
I don't, just some of the responsibilities were moved back and forth.
Okay.
It's the same position.
So I entertain a motion for that.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, carries. We have a resolution, 2017-46, Point Source Implementation Grant, wastewater facility, Public Works Director.
This spring, you heard about the facility plan for the improvements down at the wastewater treatment facility. It's right around $17 million is what we're looking at in terms of improvements over the next couple of years here. And so we're looking at applying to the PFA for Point Source Implementation Grant. That's to help us remove phosphorus from the wastewater before it is sent into the Mississippi River. It is an 80% grant, or up to an 80% grant, and up to $7 million. So we are going to be requesting from the PFA $7 million because our eligible items is well over 11 million that would qualify that, so we would be able to meet that 80-20 match. So tonight, we are asking the council to approve application of the Point Source grant for Resolution 2017-46.
Any questions? Hearing none, it's a resolution.
Well, I'll make a motion to adopt Resolution 2017-46.
I'll second.
Motion made, seconded. We vote on that individually, right? Resolution? Okay.
Yes, roll call. Hurkak?
Yes.
Gushik?
Yes.
Lundberg?
Yes.
Zilka?
Yes.
Liljegren?
Yes.
Knopfler?
Yes.
Hanson?
Yes.
Carries.
City council reports, city authorities, boards, bureaus, commissions, and committees. Does anyone have anything there?
Frank, I promised the people from Linden Hill that I would remind everybody that we received an invitation to July 20th at Linden Hill. The gathering will be at 1:30 with registration, and opening greeting will be at 2 p.m. And we are all invited there at the Muzzer Mansion to celebrate their 10th anniversary. If you are interested in going, you need to RSV to Pat Sharon, 320-360-1733. And also, I was at a Minnesota Service Co-op, I believe that's what it stands for.
Yep.
Meeting at Breezy Point this last weekend as a member of NJPA. Some really incredible stuff, some good speakers. The owner of Anytime Fitness gave a fantastic speech on how he's grown, and really motivational. And then there was a speaker from Mankato about how they've structured their chamber, their community development, their economic development, their arts, their sports. I'd love to get that guy up here and just get everybody together and hear what he has to say. It really piqued my interest on how working together, as we've seen tonight, rather than pulling separate ways, we could possibly all get in the same direction and get more achieved together. So I don't know if we can find out a contact for him and see if he'd be interested in coming up and talk to us.
I think that was something Bob brought up earlier, working as a community together, start getting some of these things accomplished. And it makes the town a little better and draws people in. I think it's a good idea to do that, especially concerning a splash pad right now. That's a good thing to have for the community. It benefits a lot of other communities, and if we can assist in any way, I think we should.
Well, and I'm not going to debate it here, but there's a lot of other opportunities that I'd love to see us pursue too. So there's a lot of them out there.
Anything else?
John and I will be going to a meeting.
Yep. NJPA, or
the coalition, actually.
Oh, yeah.
August.
Yep, August 2nd through the 4th, Fergus Falls Coalition of Greater Minnesota Cities is having their summer conference in Fergus Falls.
But I like what's been happening in recent years. You guys come back and you give your reports, and that validates it more, and it's a lot more interesting. There was a time people were running off everywhere, and they'd just come back and wouldn't say a word. So it's nice to hear what happened.
Well, Greg's aware of some of the issues we're dealing with, of course, with the wastewater and MSERB or whatever that is. MESERB, and so there's a lot of interesting conversation, and I think that Coalition of Greater Minnesota Cities is a fantastic ally for the smaller cities like ours or the outstate ones, so the rural communities. So I think it's a great group to belong to, and we get some really good information there.
Hearing nothing else, no more announcements, I adjourn the meeting at 8:31.